Well, guess who gets to edit? So anyway, I think the tongue's in a good place. Thank you. Good night. I might go back over that, a little bit of that darker, that midland blue, just to get a little bit more of a difference between the high and the low. You know what? I think it looks good. I like it. I can't remember if I drilled that hole in there. Nope. Let's see. I'll just cut that off. Oh, I didn't. Hooray, hurrah. I'm calling this guy done. I'm going to gloss it up when we're done with the rest of this. Let's see here. It's getting closer. I think the pinks from that a little bit more. Let's see. Turn the volume up, turn the volume down, turn the volume up, turn the volume down. Let's do the teeth next. Because you know what? I think the back, I think I kind of like this a bit better. Let's do, you know what? Why not? We're not doing anything in the back there. Let's gloss it up. Get a little bit of gloopy gloppy back in there. Is that what is it? Blood for the blood god! Uh-oh. 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 Lost something. Because you won't be able to really see it, but it's got that... Okay, you know what? I think this may have been a mistake, but I'm going to leave it. Because it's ugh, boy, that's what your dentist sees when you haven't brushed in ages. Okay, I'm gonna go with the creamy ivory for the tips of the teeth, and then I'm gonna go with linen white. How much more white is that linen white? A little bit more. It's actually not much. I'm going to go with just the white. And then maybe go in with a wash afterwards and kind of pick out some bits. That's not the brush. Actually, that's kind of all right. Well, that's showing up on the camera, but this brush is missing a bristle or two. I think I'm just going to go straight to the white because that in between is a little bit too in between. It's not going to really. And a wash will probably blend this okay, I think. Give it a shot. Better. I'm liking it more. Back ones. Yeah, I think a wash will bring that out nicely. I'm gonna leave these whites on here because that's almost a little more purple, isn't it? You know what? Worked before. Let's try it again. I had a nice little happy accident there. Do a little bit of this. Do some of that indigo. And here's something, learn from my mistakes. When you dip your brush in a medium like this, make sure there's no paint on the end. There wasn't just now, but I have done it before and it made me rather cross. So I want to just a little bit. Let's go with this. Blend that up a little bit more of a. There we go. And you know what? This might match that. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna have to stop and let this dry though. That's getting some nice, weird, purpley shadows in there. Because these are, you know, these are strange creatures. That might be a little much, I think. Well, you know what? Let's take it and dip it on the bottom. Because we can always dry brush over it with something. Yeah. So how have you been doing? You know, it's been long several years for a lot of different people. How's your Pride Month going? I know it just started, but you know have fun being you. It's a nice day out. Everybody's trying to do things their own way. I think I'm gonna let these dry and let that dry. I'm gonna go in and start on the eyes. And I have gotten, let's see, that's kind of that it's a little bit of that yellow in there too. So I've got, there's a neon yellow, and then I've got the water-soluble dungeon slime, and then this is kind of the base that I've used again. It's an old game color. I don't even know what the color is. But this is what I've used for highlighting, oh good heavens, Malifaux goblins and orcs from way back, and it's closed up. So I don't need much because I'm just doing eyes, and of course I got 3 times too much, and it's some more on my finger. So get a nice sharp point on that brush. Roll your brush in through your paint. Get in there, and hopefully that purple is not anywhere near that, because that makes a nice gross brown if you got purple and green. Yeah. Puce, maybe? Is that what that ends up being? I don't know. It's not brain science. Sometimes if you can get in there quick enough with a dry brush, you can draw that paint that you just screwed up out of there. Good grief. What if I can slurp this back up into that paint bottle. That's a lot of green and I hate wasting it. Because I haven't found another one like it. There's a lot of pigment in this. You know what? I think that's a little bit... I'll go in there with some darker color. Let's do this and see if we can... There's a trick if you get too much paint. Make sure there's no paint in the nozzle, because then you're just going to blurp it out. Nice suction. Again. Nice breath. Suck it back up in your bottle. You suck it back up in your bottle. Yeah, thank you. So I'd be doing this whether or not I was talking to an audience or not. I'm sure most of you know that, if you've ever dealt with me before. So I'm gonna go in, let's see, let's find, there's a cloud pink somewhere I've got that I am trying to find. There's a monster maw too, let's use that. Go in there, let's see. That's the pink, that's the monster maw. Let's go with the monster maw. Much brighter is that than that? Nope. Let's get a little bit of white down there. Ah. What the? Maggot white, which is a little bit of a bluish, greenish white. That kind of, you know, what color are maggots? Well, I don't get that close to them to really notice, but. I don't know. I'm kind of debating about that wash in there. I think it's a little dark. But again, like I said, we can always go in and just dry brush it up. Although, you know, it's a nice, strange color to have. Because, you know, do they have blood? Well, again, you know, Google's a free asset that you can use. Free service provided. And all it does is track your every move. There we go. I was able to get that shaped a little bit better. Let's get up in this. Again, I like it. I like a good sculpt. When most of the work is done by the sculpt, it's a pleasure to paint. I'm gonna go do a rah-rah for. If you've never heard of the game Burrows and Badgers, it's put out by Oathsworn Miniatures, and it's an anthropomorphic kind of fantasy, and the sculpts in that line are the most fun you will ever have painting. You know, otter pirates, or a shrew baker woman, or a badger, you know, berserker kind of thing. It's just they're so good, and the people are so lovely, and it's a guy and his wife. And if you haven't, I think they're running a Kickstarter through tomorrow, but you know, it's May 2nd today, so you might have missed it. But go check out that website. I'll put a link to all the names I'm dropping in this. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to go in with this and try. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're doing this again. try. Yeah, well, I might have to stop and edit this because if I screw this up, I'm not going to be happy. I dig it. There we go. That's working out. And that was just that. That purple that I used, because I think I got a little bit high on this. Some of this business, and this purple's not drying, so I'm going to draw that out of there. So I think, oh, darn it. This is coming, it's starting to leak up into there. You know what? Let's go with this. Let's get this in there. I drew that wet paint out of there, and let's get in there with a little bit of this and lighten that up. And then I'll go back over it with that yellow before I do the final. I was trying, when I initially painted the other one, I was initially going to try to do like those weird, like an octopus eye, how they've got those kind of weird, it's like a double pupil and a slit between the two, or like a goat eye, those kind of creepy, weird things. But I got really tired of screwing it up, and I said, you know what? We're going with just a standard vertical spooky monster slit. So, and this is a little bit of that yellow that I'm going to go in there and kind of lighten that up, hopefully. Because I'm going to go in here again with that. Oh, with that, there we go. Neon yellow again. Thanks for sticking around. If you've stuck around this long, you know, mazel tov. I enjoy your company, and I hope you like watching these, because I like doing them. I've done this hobby for ages and ages, and I'm still doing it, and it still brings me joy. I think this is pretty close to being close to done, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to dot those eyes. And this is the brown liner from Reaper Minis, because nothing is ever completely black. Now watch this. Here's what I'm going to do. I've had this 20-aught brush for ages. It's an old Reaper Pro Paint brush, and it's a nice little thing. There's not much paint. There's not much of a body. There's not much of a barrel on this brush. But God dang if it don't do what you want it to. Again, can't remember when I bought this brush, but it's stuck around. I think, God, I don't even know what it is probably even made of. It's probably because there was I used to have a Taklon, golden Taklon brush or something like that. Boy, that thing stuck around forever. And then one day I went to try to paint with it, and something had happened. I either didn't clean it, or but it got that curve and it's like, well, this is just ruined. So there we go. I'm gonna jam this sucker on here, but you know what I'm gonna do first, before I jam this on here? Let's get that tongue inserted. Make your own jokes right there. It's a little brighter than my other one, but I still like it. So I love all my children. Thank you. Let's see. If I remember correctly, last time I ended up having to trim some of this, and And I dry fit it, I thought, before. Oh, come on now. No! Oh dear. Everything's terrible and I hate it. Oh! Who's mad? Me. Alright. I'll be right back. There's your problem. Not enough profanity. And I had it turned a little bit to the side. So, alright. Tongue's in place. Yeah, keep laughing, 10-year-olds. Let's go. Oh, hey, here we go. My orange tack, I think, is not quite this blue tack. Because I had an Elmer's. The Elmer's orange tack is what I used to use. Okay, this is going to be. I'm letting this cure, and I'm going to do this. This is going to be, PDQ painting, because I'm probably at about an hour, I think. So I'm going to jump into this sucker with both feet. So we're going to go. It's kind of a light colored. I don't know. I think this is too dark. I think the dark wood's too dark. I'm going to go with, you know what? I think, because if you've ever seen, no. If you've ever seen outhouses, like out in the country, if you haven't been, you know what the heck? Let's just do this. Because I think what I did is I washed this on here, and then the texture actually made it okay. And I'll put this on. I'll put that door on, and then we'll do the rest of it later. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, see, this is the part where it was kind of hydrophobic. It was a little bit of see that kind of where it doesn't quite. It'll start to sit there, and then the surface tension doesn't quite keep the paint where it's supposed to be. And we're just going to do this because they got too much water in that. I'll start that music over, because if you can hear it, great. If not, you're probably wondering what the hell I'm doing. As far as what music he's talking about. Oh, he's having one of his spells. Oh, great. I think I'm going to have to dry this a bit and then go over it with that green to kind of lighten it up. Because that's what I was talking about, was that if you've ever seen outhouses like out on a farm or in a movie, they tend to be, they get this greenish, I don't know if it was just that kind of the paint that they used at the time, but boy, it was just the butt ugliest thing. And I kind of taken that to heart, Boy, this might be. You know what? Mimics aren't all the same, are they? Like clouds aren't all the same. Like trees aren't all the same. Yeah, I'm getting all Bob Ross up in here. Or what I might see. No, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to stick. I'm not going to try to wipe it off, because there's times when that's worked and then there's times when it hasn't. And this would be one of the times that it hasn't. Oh, come on. Don't, I can do more. Sure, when I do tiny bits, it's not, I have too much. When I have large bits, it's not enough. Is that what I said? Yep. This is, let's just call this series John Paints Stuff in about an hour. So, okay, let's get in here and not lerp up your brilliantly colored mimic on the inside. met somebody who may or may not be watching this, and there will be a surprise at the end. I'm hoping he's one of the nicest guys I've ever come across on Facebook. Just a Kelvin Go is, he's just a mensch, and he's a fun guy and a brilliant painter, an absolutely brilliant painter. He did stuff on whatever it used to be called, Cool Me or Not. And he's just lots and lots of really, really good stuff, and a good human being. I may or may not paint those door hinges again with the running out of paint. Gosh, you know, by the time this is done, it's all going to be, I just hope, I can't tell how close I'm getting, so if you're seeing the top of my head while I'm painting, I do apologize. But I've finally figured out a better way to mount my camera so I can actually lean in here and get some sort of leverage on these paintbrushes, because when I was trying to paint that yokai yesterday, it was not going well. Just saying. You know what? I think I dig this. I think I'm good, because it's, you know, you can dry brush a lot over this. I'm gonna do this. I'm holding on to it. That's right. There's the inside. So this way, all I have to do is paint the outside. And then I'll sit this back, I'll dry it, and I will do a little bit of a wash. Okay, do this. I'm going to slap this in here. There we go. And again, I just keep running out of dark wood paint. Thanks for sticking around. Again, if I could figure out a way to do this to where I could actually, you know, show what's going on, because I tried it once with a, if you've watched the Tiny Epic Dungeons Panda Bear Barbarian Boozer guy. I did that with time lapse, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure people were glad to not having to listen to me prattle on like this. But at least this time there's music. Okay, we're gonna let this dry. I'll be right back. Okay, I think we're back, and we've got this kind of dry dish. I'm going to use that little elf brush and do some dry brushing, PDQ on this thing. Oh, good grief! I gotta get myself a paint minder or something. Oh, there we go. It's coming out. There we go. That's a pale olive. And like I said, if you've seen an outhouse out in the country that wasn't just bare wood, it's this gross color. Some lead-based paint that, you know, was both carcinogenic and, you know, capable of genetically modifying the occupants of the dunny. Oh boy, again, we've got the Thanks for sticking around. If you fast forwarded to this, I completely understand. You know what? I think I'm going to leave those hinges the way they are. Because I think I tried doing the other one. Here's a trick. Finally, he's teaching us something. Go against the grain of what you want to highlight. Yeah, you know what? I kind of dig that. It's not as dark as the other one that I did. There you go. That is for people of, physical and hilarious, weird comedy. I am going to go in with a little wash on this, and I will see. You know what? Let's just do this. We're going to do a Reichland flesh shade. Get in there on those teeth. Because I think what I did before is I tried to line them. I tried to do a liner with them, and it just frustrated me, and I just was scratching and not having a good time. This will be it. This will last a little bit. And then I'll dry brush it, and then I will dull coat it, and I will put the yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Washes are your friends, kids, but don't get crazy with them. It might be just enough of a flesh color in that to help balance that out. What do you think? I like it. And there you go. There's the mock-up. There's the original. This one's a little bit brighter. I kind of like it. You know what? Difference always good. Most of the time. Sure. I'm going to do a little bit of this in here. Some stuff that I didn't see that I missed. And this is going to be just really slapdash on the outside because nature is, well, it's perfect in some ways. But weather, there we go. Weather is kind of, there we go. Haphazard and relentless. There you go. Dunny. Danger, Dunny! Ah. Thanks, you guys. Come back when you can stay longer.